fuck. Followed the girl that was on the bus with me to the lighthouse. Super safe, super safe. I mean, what could possibly go wrong if I make another step to that direction? How did she get over there? Fuck. And soon we'll be at the lighthouse. I'm not afraid of falling into the sea. I'm afraid of, I don't know, twisting my ankle and then falling down, hitting my head on one of those like real sharp edges. That would not be so ideal. Look, it's a lighthouse. I just need to jump high enough to... No way. No, fucking Spider-Man. Here, that direction. Maybe that's a good spot for a video. How about this? This is good. No wind. We wind protected. Hello and welcome to another video. Turns out I forgot to mention a thing last L vlog number 7. How could I have forgotten that? One really cool thing that I've been doing in the past months. I became a Workaway host. And in this video I want to tell you why that is so amazing. Because it's fucking amazing. So, it all started with me finally deciding to pay people for their work. Because, as I mentioned in L vlog number 6, I used to be like, I might as well do it myself, then I save that money. But that doesn't scale. So, I have a video editor now, I have a PA, and that got me thinking, because I'm paying them quite well, that got me thinking, how could I get someone to work for me cheaply? The first idea, of course, is get someone from further away, like someone from India that I don't have to pay that well, because living wages there are different than here. So if I get an Austrian to work for me, that's different to someone from somewhere else. But that comes with a lot of other complications, like language barriers, and it's just not as convenient. And then I remembered, when did I work for shit or no pay? And I remembered, Workaway! I did that! I went to France and I worked literally for food and accommodation. And that was a good deal for me. Like, I wanted to go to France. I didn't mind the work a lot. There's still an unedited video about that I should probably edit. Anyway, for me that was a good experience because I could stay somewhere in France, essentially for free. Right, so because all my living expenses were basically met. I could eat, I had a place to stay with internet as well, so I was happy. But okay, I had to work for a few hours every day. And then I realized, hey, hold on a second. I'm in Vienna now. I have a flat with a spare room that I don't use. I had a roommate for literally 1 week and then she left. So instead of making it my music room, which I intended in the very beginning, I make it my guest room. Now Andy, if you don't have any friends, what do you need a guest room for? Excellent question. To which I say, one, I do have one friend, and I did host them when they came to visit from Ireland. Also, I do have more friends, shut up. And I'm really good at making friends. But for that, you need to meet people. Anyhow, point is, I was thinking, I can use that spare room to let somebody live there. And they help me in my household. Because I had in my mind that Workaway is just, you know, for farms and for, I don't know, like if you have an actual, either a business or like something that you actually really do, or for elderly care or for taking care of children. I'm not old and I don't have children. I might be a child, but that's a different story. But really, it doesn't say that I can't just also be a host in a regular flat. Not a house, a regular flat in Vienna. So, I just made a profile on Workaway where I literally just put in one photo of me with Vienna in the background. That's it. And a little bit of a description what I expect people to do. Like, help me in the household, go shopping for me, cook, clean. All the things that I don't want to do because I'm busy as fuck doing other stuff. Sorry, I'm on the channel where I can't swear. All of the things that I don't want to do because I'm busy as fuck. I'm in a good mood because I like that background. And I like being here in the sun, in a t-shirt, fuck yeah. And the best thing is, I remember when I wanted to find a host on Workaway, I had to pay for a year subscription. It was cheap, but still I had to pay something. And when I sign up as a host, it's completely free. No, what? Okay. I mean, I get work done for me and I don't even have to pay for that. So that was a bit confusing in the beginning, but then I was like, I take it. So I took it, and actually people really signed up for it. I had a lot of people messaging me being like, yeah, I could come over. And that's probably because Vienna is just a great city that a lot of people want to visit. So I'm totally milking that. And I checked, there's only like one other person in Vienna who is on Workaway as a host. So yeah, people wanting to come to Vienna for a longer time, check my profile. Because there is couch surfing where you can essentially stay for free, where you don't have to do any work. But couch surfing, there are quite a few hosts in Vienna, and people usually go for someone who is living closer in the center. If you're only there for a few days, then it makes sense to, you know, be in the center to check that out. But if you're there for a month, might as well get the monthly ticket for public transport, and you can also come to my place. And yeah, so far I only made great experiences with that. I had one girl from Slovakia staying with me for a week, and essentially she cleaned my entire flat. It was so nice and clean. It's never been that clean before. At least not since I lived there. That was amazing. She also cooked for us. Fucking great. Because if I'm alone, I usually just have bread and some quick snack. But if I have a guest, then I also cook properly. Or she cooks. So it really is good for me as well. Like, I get proper meals and a cleaner flat. Of course it has its downsides. I have essentially another roommate. But the cool thing with Workaway is, at least from my feeling, it's still, they are being my guest and it's my flat. So I can decide what's happening. And if I want to make a video in the living room and I need the living room, that's a deal. With a roommate, it's a bit more complicated, because as soon as they pay for the room, then it's like we're equals, and then it's like I also have to do my dishes, and then it's like, and we can go even further. I could even rent out the room with Airbnb, but then I have to do taxes, I have to prepare the room for them, and essentially I have to treat them as my customer like they are the kings. And that's precisely the opposite of what I want to do, because then I have more work. I want less work. So Workaway is the way to go for me. Because really, it's not like I'm exploiting that people. It's a win-win. I know that because I've been in France and I did it on the other side as well, and I also enjoyed it. And I make sure that I don't like let my guests work too much. Like, I wrote 1 to 2 hours per day, and usually it's like 5 to 6 hours per day, 5 days a week. That's what I did in France. But I'm like, no, I don't have that much work for you. I'm fine if you clean a little bit, maybe cook us some dinner, and then the rest of the time you can enjoy the city or do whatever you want. You can work from the room, you have a table there, it's all good. So I want to be a good host. It's a way of giving back to people as well, right? Because I want to live in a world where we support each other, where people can stay with me and I can stay with people. And as for now, I'm in the phase where I can't go out to travel, he says, while being on Mallorca. Well, I can't go to travel like a lot because I have a job where I need to be in Vienna for. So I can't just travel whenever I want. So most of the time I am in Vienna. So I need to get the travelers to my place to get the travel spirit to me. And that works great with Workaway. Currently I have 2 Spanish girls staying at my flat, and it's great because it essentially costs me nothing. The rent I have to pay anyway, and they pay for their own food while I'm not there, so I don't lose anything. I mean, okay, yes, it comes with a little bit of risk. They could, I don't know, trash my flat or steal stuff, but let's be real. It's not like I have any valuable things in that flat. Maybe my hard drive, that wouldn't be so cool if they crashed my hard drives, but that's more like sentimental value to me, so it doesn't really bring them anything. They could steal that little bit of money that lies around, or they could take my ledgers that I have lying on my desk. I don't think they will though, because to them that just looks like a USB drive, and I'm pretty sure they don't know what that is. And besides, I could also just bring them with me, which is also a stupid idea because that increases the chances of losing it. I'm fairly certain that I'm more likely to lose that one than the ones that are lying back home. But I wanted to bring that one just in case I need my ape for something. For the gangbang. But that's a whole different story. And I did a Zoom call with them before, and I have met them already, and I really don't think that those two girls would do anything bad in my flat. And if they do, then well, I have a learning experience and I will adjust my people knowledge. But in general, I want to believe that people are inherently good, especially once you saw their face. Like in crypto, it's still a bit different because people hide behind NFT profile pics. So in crypto, I don't trust that quickly, but in real life, like, and even if they trash the play, I mean, it's just okay, then I have to pay some money to fix it again. Okay, the risk is still worth it to me, because essentially, I mean, I do it mainly for them because they want to have a place to stay in Vienna and I'm not home, so I don't use the flat. So economically it makes sense to just let people stay at my place, and I have the win that they clean up a little bit and I do them a favor, and so why wouldn't I? And I get to know two nice people, and potentially if I'm ever in Spain, where do they come from? I think Madrid. If I'm ever in Madrid, I might stay at their place or something. If I give, I will be able to take at some point. That's karma, I think. I think that's how that works. At least that's what I want to believe. So yeah, it's mainly the cleaning. It's mainly, really, it's the doing the dishes that I personally just can't be bothered to do. It's just, why don't I have a dishwasher? And now I have dishwashers. So yeah, next flat I go to really needs to have a dishwasher. But as long as I'm in that flat, I have people come over just to do my dishes. Because I just really can't be. But I don't know why that's such a big deal for me. I just can't be. It's so hard for me to do dishes. Laundry and everything else is okay. I mean, also vacuuming and that stuff, I also don't like it. Basically everything with cleaning, I'm like, can't I pay someone to do that? And then I'm like, yeah, I could pay cleaning personnel. And then I'm like, or I do Workaway, a lot cheaper. Because what does it cost me to pay for their food and whatever they need for a day? Maybe 10 to 20 euros. 10 to 20 euros, if they work 2 hours, that's still a good price for me. They work 2 hours, I pay 10 euros, that's 5 euros an hour, that's under minimum wage. So I'm really a big fan of Workaway. This is working so great. I hope that not everybody does that now. Maybe I should not make that video, but that's what I always think, and then I make those videos anyway because I also want to give you tips on how you can improve your life. And that improved my life, like by a lot. I could totally see myself hosting Workaway people to take care of my children or to, you know, help in the household if I'm busy working. Because if I can spend that time and energy focusing on work and getting paid properly there, then I can totally afford to pay for their food and my rent for that extra room. So yeah, I think that's just great. So I keep doing that. The Spanish girls stay until mid-March, and then I've got one girl from the Netherlands joining me who's probably gonna stay for a month or so, and that's just cool. I get to meet people, it's super nice. And hey, if it doesn't work out or we just don't get along or whatever, then they can always find another host, maybe go couch surfing, maybe do whatever, maybe get a hostel. So it's not like this is like we have to live together now, right? The girl from Slovakia, she had a 2-hour train ride to come to my place, or a little bit more, I don't know, but she could definitely do it in a day, so she can just go back if she doesn't like it, if she doesn't like me. And yeah, that travel spirit is definitely something that I also hold in my heart. So getting those people in my home, and that first girl, we had super interesting conversations as well. About dating, and I learned a lot from her, I think, even though she was like 19. Yeah, so far I had really good experiences. The Spanish girls just told me that they did my laundry. All great! So when I come back home I have clean laundry. It's amazing. Yeah, so I can only recommend doing that if you have a spare room and you like to deal with people and you don't mind having strangers in your flat, essentially. I'm the kind of person who enjoys that. Maybe not all the time, I also want my, you know, private space, so it's always a trade-off. I won't do it back to back, there should be a few days in between where I can have the flat for me again. But so far, I'm really happy with that. And I think that's a really amazing life hack, this Workaway. Such cheap labor. I can also see myself giving them tasks like helping me out with my arts project, like cutting together my loops such that I can make NFTs of them and give them away to people for free or some shit, if somebody is up for doing that. So yeah, and if I have them there, I can easily tell them I want that, and that's super cool. And also one thing I realized, when I have guests, I want to be a good host and I want my flat to look good and to be equipped well. I've been living in my flat for like 5 months and I didn't care that some of the lamps were broken, some of the lights didn't work, the vacuum just also didn't work because I didn't have a bag for the vacuum. But then as soon as that one Workaway person came, I was like, oh, okay, we need lights for your room now. Let me go shopping to get some lights and exchange that. So I would have never done it just for me, but since I had guests, I wanted it to be done, and then I did it. So it's not just that they help me out, it's also that I have more motivation to do it. Same with cooking. If somebody else is there, I cook properly because I want to provide good meals. If it's just myself, I'm like, bread and cheese, bread with hummus. Because we're vegan, goddammit. This is such a great thing. I love this. I love Workaway. It's just fucking, it's so amazing. It's so amazing. How could I not realize that earlier? I mean, also, I didn't have a spare room earlier. I didn't even have my own flat. I was living with my goddamn parents. So that's why. This is so much better than having a roommate. Really, I gladly pay the entire rent and not get those 400 euros and therefore have people there who want to be there, bring a good spirit and work for me. Because it's so nice if you have someone there with you that you can hand over the small tasks, like, oh, can you bring that to the post office? Or can you get some new corona tests from BIPA? Or can you get me that from the drugstore or some shit? Or can you cook today because I'm super busy and I won't get to eat until I'm done with that? Or can you do the dishes because I just don't do dishes as a matter of principle? I need a dishwasher. That's just great. I even had one of them put in the grades for my students because I couldn't be bothered to do that either. So I loved that. I really loved her. She was so great. She did such a good job. Yeah. So I mean, I didn't make many experiences with that yet, but so far my experiences have been great. I'm also amazed by how many people actually text me that they want to stay at my place, and I'm like, whoa, I don't plan that far ahead. I'm good. I'm good for now. Because who knows, maybe I don't know what I'm gonna do in summer. And if I'm not here at all to receive them, then I can also not host them. I don't even know if I will keep the flat that long. Because maybe I will quit that as well. Because I quit my job. Who knows what will happen? I'm a very spontaneous kind of guy. So this is somewhat unspontaneous. But some people are like, hey, I want to come in 2 weeks. Or hey, I want to come next week. And I'm like, that works for me. Let's do it. That's just amazing. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Workaway. Big fan. So far, I love the people that came to visit me. So that's a life hack here for you. If you don't want to do your dishes, get someone to live with you and do your dishes. Alright, now I am gonna enjoy the rest of my vacation. While I get to travel, I'm gonna check out Porto Cristo and maybe get some lunch there. I mean, I'm staying with an Airbnb because I prefer to pay for others to host me than having to do work, because I ain't got time for that. I also don't have the motivation to do that. I want to be able to go out, make videos, just enjoy the sun in my vacation that I didn't officially take. I'm just not working. Although actually in 1.5 hours I actually have a meeting that I want to attend. That's also why I brought my computer, so I can work from here. You know, why not? It works. I can walk around with my laptop like this, being in the Zoom meeting. Yeah, so let's make our way into the city and you go make a backup and get yourself a Workaway host profile and then invite people to your place. I'm fucking smiling when I talk about that because I think that's just such a ridiculously genius idea. All the tasks that I don't want to do, like all the tasks that my mom used to do for me, so I never learned how to do them myself, I can now relay over to them. Like financially it makes perfect sense, because it stresses me if I have to do those tasks, and it's not hard tasks. Like, you can let somebody else do that. I prefer to focus my energy on tasks that are, you know, tough, like learning about Solana. And you know, I also have a job where I need to work for that. So I think I said everything now. Hey, anything else that I need to say here? Oh yeah, you can subscribe to my channel to receive more life advice, or go watch more videos like this one and this one. YouTube thinks you like this, and I think that's a great video that I made, because all of them are, god damn it. And another great video made. Have fun editing, Andy.